Oh, Biddle Boy, how's that for an impressive fade in? Hello, everyone, and good time zone. And what is up, gamers? Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? It's lovely to be here. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you're feeling well. I am feeling okay. I'm just gonna get my the battery pack for my light out of the charger. Get that switched on, plugged in, all that good stuff, and then we can look at this silly little artwork that I'm going to be doing today for Alien Day. How exciting. I've been looking forward to this one. I think, oh jeez, not even centered. I've been looking forward to this one. I think it'll be fun and hopefully cute. Who knows? But I think it'll be a good time. It doesn't look like much, just in its raw, like, pencil form. Oh no, but I'm hoping it'll turn out cute. I very much hope it'll turn out cute. But yeah, anyways, how's everybody doing? How are your weekends? How is your Monday going? If I seem a little bit out of breath, it's just because I'm a little bit out of breath. Don't worry too much. Briefcase full of bees. Hello, welcome in. Briefcase says, "Yay, it's time to art." Almost got autocorrected to fart. It is not time to fart because my microphone is unmuted. But hi. Lovely to see you. Welcome on. Hope you're having a good Monday. Hope you're all having a good Monday. As always, I know I asked the chat a lot of questions, but please feel under no obligation to answer any of them. I am very welcoming of lurkers who just want to hang out in the background and not say anything. Indeed, like, I would say 80% of the streams that I watch, I am lurking in the background and probably not talking, either because I'm feeling shy or just because I don't have the mental cutlery to have a conversation. But I want to see what's going on and be a part of it. Anyways, I'm going to take a sip of one of my beverages. I think my hot tea, probably. Just here. It is pineapple mint. I'm gonna be really sad when I run out of this. But I found, okay, so I thought that I had run out of this, but I found another bag. And it is just about in date, so I'm very pleased about it, because it is no longer available, and it is just one of the loveliest flavor combinations that I've ever had. It's very nostalgic taste for me, and I'm really sad that they discontinued it. Apparently, I might have been very in the minority in the loving of it as much as I do. But never mind, that's fine. Sometimes it'd be like that. And I'll get over it eventually. Speaking of tea, oh my goodness. I think I mentioned this last Thursday. The last time I streamed. Sounds like you're feeling better, says Briefcase. Yeah, I'm getting there. I mean, I would say I run at like a baseline of probably about 70% at the best of times. Actually, just before I started streaming, I was having a little bit of the what I call the, like, shaky sleepies, where it feels like my body is suddenly going really, really fast and I need to lie down. It seems to be passing, which is great. This may be palpitations. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's because I had COVID, like 2 years ago, because I've had it on and off since I had COVID 2 years ago. I haven't been to a doctor for it because I am entirely sure that if I go to a doctor for it, they're going to be like, oh yes, okay, we diagnose you with, one of those, we don't know what causes this or how to treat it, so we're going to pretend like it doesn't exist syndromes. And honestly, I'd just rather not deal with feeling consistently low-grade unwell and being invalidated by medical professionals, so I'm just not gonna bother. Don't follow my example, by the way. If you have symptoms, go see doctor. Don't listen to me. Do as I say, not as I do. Anyways. But yeah, so we've got these just to bring them into focus up close and personal, just in case anyone's curious. My paintbrushes are in the way, but just to bring these guys hopefully into focus a little more up close and personal. We've got a couple little dudes out there in there we go. We've got a couple little dudes out there in the desert. This guy's sort of like listening out for signals. This guy is just looking up in the sky. This guy is consulting one of his like books for information about space aliens. And I just want to put like a little like sparkle or something up in the night sky that is distinctively more sort of flashy than any other stars. Like, could it be? Could it be an intergalactic space phenomenon? Could it be a sign of extraterrestrial life? Could it be a spaceship come to whisk them away because they're such good little humans? Or is it a weather balloon? It's probably a weather balloon. Let's be real. It's going to be a weather balloon. But you know, like, anyways. The idea, like, it's weird. I fairly recently got into the idea of sort of taking an interest in, like, the unknown type stuff. Partly because just, I don't know, a lot of it feels really, a lot of it does feel kind of corny to me. A lot of it feels obviously fake to me, which is kind of fun as well, like the obvious fakos. But on the other hand, I understand being like, like, it... What is that term for, like, 98.999% of the time, the most, like, the simplest answer will be the answer to, like, a problem? For instance, could there be other, like, life forms from other planets elsewhere in the universe? Like, I feel like the simplest answer to that is probably, like, yeah. Like, I don't feel like it's controversial to say that it feels significantly more likely, given the size and breadth of the universe as a place, that, out of all of the, sort of potentially habitable planets and celestial bodies and yada yada yada, that this planet would be the only one that's capable of sustaining some kind of life form. Like, that just feels too implausible to be the case. Like, that's, like, to be like, no, this is the only planet that has things that are alive on it. This is stupid. That sounds stupid. It sounds stupid. It's like, okay, Earthling, what an ego. Like, calm down. Whereas to say, like, it is significantly more likely than not that there are life forms out there on other planets and other solar systems elsewhere in the universe just feels like it stands to reason that it would be the case. As for whether or not they're flying around out there looking for, like, other people, I mean, we're not really, so potentially, maybe, probably, I don't know. The answer is a resounding I don't know. What I do know is that whatever's up in the sky is probably a weather balloon. Dan, hello, welcome in. Dan says, "Hi, Sammy, happy Alan Day." Yes, that's what the painting is about, actually. This is Alan. This is Alan's friend Alan, and this is Alan's other friend, also Alan. They all spell it differently. This is Alan with one L, this is Alan with two L's and an E, and this is Alan with two L's and an A. So, the Allens. Sorry, that big sigh wasn't for any emotional reason. That was literally just because my lungs aren't working very well today. Sorry. Okay. I've been really struggling to try and decide what color I want, to paint this with. I feel like it's a night sky, so I feel like it wants to be like a dark blue, but I feel like I've been doing a lot of blues in the last few paintings, so I'm kind of torn. Because, like, okay, I did a black one, and then I did a blue one, and then I did, like, a slightly blue-tinted gray. So I feel like blue is really repetitive, but I feel like if I do, like, brown or something, it's just gonna feel like the surface of another planet. And that's gonna be kind of weird, and I don't want to do that anyways. Dan says Alan means exit in Welsh. I mean... It does, but technically, would it not be pronounced like Ashan? Because it's, because the two L's in Welsh make a sound rather than a L sound. So, I mean, maybe Ashan here is Welsh, and his parents had a really weird sense of humor and named their child Exit. Anyways, Aldo Gatos, hello, how you doing? Welcome on in, hello. Aldo Caddis wants to know, has anyone worked with enamel paint? I'm starting model painting and I've just realized, oh crap, I put enamel paint in a spray. I have never used a sprayer, and I kind of wish that my partner was here because he's got an airbrush and he does a lot of model painting. Like this kind of thing. But I've only done 2 and I've only used paintbrushes. So, I'm not the person to ask, but maybe if anyone in chat has any ideas, they could help. I'm using acrylic inks today, for whatever that's worth. Here's an acrylic ink. This probably isn't the color that we're using. But that being said, marine blue could make a good sort of blue hour vibe. Ah, geez, I don't know. Shots right. Oh my goodness. Hearts, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. Hope you're having a lovely Monday. Aoife, hello, welcome. How are you doing? Lovely to see you and welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hello. What the nuts am I gonna do for this color? I feel like I maybe want to channel sort of like a deep blue hour, like it's just gone nighttime and the stars are coming out, or do I want to go more of like a deep what if I did like a deep purple? Would that feel too otherworldly? Because this is supposed to be a desert on Earth. Or do I go more in the vicinity of like a really dark teal? Like add a little touch of green to it. Why is this so hard to decide what color I want to make this desert at night? Aldo Caddis wants to know if this mat is worth buying. It saves your desk from getting stuff on it. I find that these are a good work surface. It's useful for if you're doing any if you do any painting or anything like I carve like lino prints and stuff sometimes as well, and it's useful as like a good non-slip surface for that. It's just, yes, I would say this mat is worth buying. They're not very expensive, and it's a pretty reasonable investment as a sort of a fairly generic work service. Yes. Eva says I'm doing great. Got a few plant babies. Ooh, about to start my journey towards crazy plant mom. Congratulations. That's so exciting. I love that for you. Hell yeah. Where is my hand? I can't see there. Okay. My hand was slightly delayed on camera, but there it is. Okay, awesome. Sometimes my camera decides to act up a little bit. I do apologize for that. Yeah, I'm gonna take another sip of my beverage. Oh man, I'm really struggling with this. What color is it? Like the desert at night. I feel like maybe a really, really deep violet would actually be the vibe. I'm kind of thinking that might be the vibe. It's really hard. It's really hard to decide, but I feel like, yeah, a really, really deep violet might be the vibe. So I think that's what I'm going to go for. Or try to go for anyways. It can be kind of a hard color to get out of my inks, in part because, experience tells me that my violet, like, purpley paints, will just, if I use a tiny amount of black ink with these, any like, violet-y, purpley colors get just, like, eaten. They just get absorbed by the void and it just looks black. So, I would have to use quite a bit of this, a little bit of blue to kind of cool it down a little bit, and then just like a hair's breadth of black to kind of mute it down to a nice, very dark night sky color. Deep oranges, purples, and reds, that's what I think, says Aldecados. I would add some sparkles into the sand. Interesting. I'm trying to avoid doing sparkles in this range. I did consider it, but good lord, they are so... My experience with... Okay, I love sparkly paints. I really do. I've got this little duochrome paint pan just hanging out here because I like looking at it so much. But my god, do they ever not show up well on screens? Like, they never do. The glitteriness just gets eaten by your screens. No sparkles, unfollowed, says Dan. Mostly at this point I'm trying to figure out a single color for the piece that I feel like will look kind of like some kind of desert at night. No books and no sparkles, says Eva. I don't even know you anymore. Anyways, not to tease or spoil or anything, but I'm pretty sure my next shop update is going to potentially have some sparkly goods. Specifically because you can't see my sparkly stuff very well when I show it to you on the internet, but at least maybe I can make some, like, sparkly stickers for people. I have a shop, by the way. Just shout out to me and my little shoppy. I'm real bad at promoting it, but there it is. Single color for the piece, green, obviously, says Dan. Oh my gosh. Case in point, in case anyone's curious as to what hasn't seen my previous pieces for Stream Ink month so far, I will show you. These are not entirely in the right order, but whatever. We'll just go for it. This is... get away. This is Dinosaur Day. This is an Archaeopteryx, of course. Posture for Shrimp Day, because that's what I look like when I'm painting. This is the best depiction of myself at my desk that I felt like I could do. This was Cheese Day, so we've got a nice cheese board with some lovely items, some vintage marmalade. I've got a nice sticky brie here, a mimolette, and a single Gloucester, which is rare, but my god, they're delicious. This was Moss Day. I don't know. I hope that this piece feels a little bit hopeful and peaceful and good to people. That was the idea, anyways, behind it. This was, of course, Blustery Day. Last Monday, that was my prompt word. This is Terry going off on a little adventure. Just Terry Oh my god, Terry Poppins. No! 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 Had not put that together until just now. No! I'm sorry, this is not nearly as funny to anybody but me, but that's hilarious to me. This is Honey Day, of course, so there's our beekeepers. Keeping their bees. Having a nice time. This was Familiar Day, so we've got our little council of familiars. They are probably voting to unionize, if I had to guess. This is based on a true story that happened to me. This was Unhinged Day, of course, wherein our little handyman is fixing the door, of course, because that's literally the first thing that I thought of when I heard Unhinged was, well, somebody's gonna have to fix the door, because I'm like that, apparently. This was Spores Day. These two mushroom people are in love, and they're making babies. I hope that's not a TOS violation. I mean, technically they are also nude. Anyways, and so is this guy for glass. It's a glass potion bottle of focus juice, and I can't catch up to it because I have ADHD. Anyways, this was Tarot Card, for which I did the Ace of Cups. I think I've seen that cat one before, says Dan. It looks familiar. I love it. This was for Tarot Card Day. I randomly drew a tarot card from a random tarot card generator. It gave me the Ace of Cups, and so this was my take on it. They are indeed. I added a couple of little guys going for a swim in the tea. They're having a lovely time. Because I'm a silly goose. This was yesterday's. This was Lightning, and as you can see, somebody's afraid of the storm, and so his vampire boyfriend has brought him a nice warm cup of tea and has wrapped him up in a big crochet blanket, as you do. And this one was Magic, which I think was Friday or Saturday, I can't remember. Anyways, Fridays I think was Magic. And this is just a little bone wizard making a potion in a big old cauldron. I really like this one. I think this one's really fun. I had a lot of fun doing it as well. I was super under the weather when I painted this, but I still had a really nice time, so there you go. Anyways, that's all of them so far. I've got about as far as next Monday sketched out, so I haven't done the sketches for all of them, but at least I have ideas for the next few, which is good. I got stuck on, I think, Transparent for a little while, and finally I decided to do, for Transparent prompt day, I'm doing a jellyfish. Ooh, I think that'll be really fun. For anybody who has absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, here is a link to Stream Ink. It is a 31-day art prompt challenge that I am partaking in over the course of October. Each day is a new prompt, and each prompt has been provided by a wonderful member of the Artstream community here on Twitch. My day was last Monday, the 7th, and my prompt word was blustery, and I have absolutely adored seeing some of the incredible ideas that people have come up with for that word. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. It's been very, very, very fun. Indeed. What paint is that? That's some kind of brown. No, I don't want some kind of brown. I was wondering if Purple Lake was around somewhere. I do not see... I know I own Purple Lake, but I don't see it. What's this? What's this little pipetty over here? Oh, there's Purple Lake. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of Purple Lake, a little bit of Deep Violet, a little bit of blue, and a little bit of black. And I think that'll make a nice nighttime... a nice nighttime phenomena type color. I hope. Gonna have to be careful not to pipette out too much ink, which is super easy. But also want to be careful not to not pipette out enough ink and then wind up in a situation where, ooh, you know what? Before I actually mix the color together, should I mask off my stars? I think I should mask off my stars first. Okay. I haven't used a lot of masking fluid in this month. And I do enjoy a bit of masking fluid. Pretty much just masking fluid. If I suspect that I'm sick and I have to go out into crowded spaces in public, I will mask like literally my face so I don't, breathe on people. And if I'm in an uncomfortable social situation, I will probably subconsciously try and seem less neurodivergent. But that's different and less fun. But masking fluid is a wonderful resource, and I love it. Minus that one time that, okay, how am I going to represent a little, like, sparkly space phenomenon? Sparkles. No, that's just that. No, that's looking like an asterisk. That just looks like a... I think I'm just going to do a little, like a little dot with some little sparklies radiating out of it. So I'm going to let this dry down enough that I can peel it off and then do it again. So, pardon my shakies. Pardon my shakies, everybody. While that's drying, actually, do you want to see what I'm doing for tomorrow's prompt? Because we might have to do a bit of that later today. This is for Cascade, which I think is tomorrow's. Actually, let me check the list, because I also want to tell you whose prompt today's is. Because I think it's Nayla, because they were streaming earlier. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, I'm going to get a shout out in the chat for Nayla as well, then. Oh, that's the door. One moment, please, everybody. Sorry. Ah! God. So I've been waiting for this 48-hour parcel delivery for nearly 2 weeks. And it has finally just arrived. I shan't show you the box because it has my address on it and I don't want to dox myself. But suffice it to say, you can hear it. That is... that is something I've been waiting for quite... I was genuinely convinced I was not going to receive it. And lo and behold, it is here. I am shooketh. I am shook right now. What? I did not think I was getting it. I am so happy. I am so happy that I'm going to unbox this thing right now and tell you guys exactly what it is I've been waiting for. Is it anything important? No. Not particularly. But I basically couldn't leave the house for days, for like over a week, because I was waiting for this to turn up. And the tracking kept saying that, like, oh, it's due to be delivered today, and then they didn't. Over and over, for over a week. It was originally supposed to be, like, arriving here 10 days ago. So I am very happy to report that I have received some tea. Oh, beans. Like, literally. Is it important? No. Was it expensive? No. But did I want to not have to deal with, like, chasing up deliveries? Yeah. I'm just so glad it's here. Oh my gosh. Finally! I'm waiting for a parcel too. It's exciting, says Dan. Oh, well, I really hope that yours turns up in a timely manner. Very much I do. I do want to say, like, I have nothing but respect for the posties. Very grateful to them. I do genuinely. Now, this parcel, I will say, I finally sent a polite, but, like, what is going on tweet at the Postal Service today. And I got a reply back being like, hey, could you just send us the tracking number and, like, the recipient's postal code and stuff, and we'll look into it. And then it arrived, so I honestly wonder if someone just, like, phoned the delivery, like, my local delivery office and was like, hey, did you guys misplace a box? Could you maybe get that out, please? Because I'd already had, like, the postie had already come to this neighborhood about, like, 4 hours ago, which is when they normally do their postal deliveries, which is why I genuinely didn't think that this was going to show up today. And then it did! What the nuts? I am genuinely shocked in a very, like, positive way. I'm very happy to have the thing. Okay, I'm just gonna I'm putting a little ploot. Just a little ploot, and I'm gonna put some little, like, doot, 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 doot. Putting some little sort of sparkly, sort of luminescent rays emanating from it to give the impression that it is, that it's like, it's not just twinkling, it's like twinkling, like a deliberate twinkle. And I hope that that'll look fun. I'm gonna spray some actual stars around in the sky as well, but first I need to take a sip of my tea because that has taken it out of my vocal cords. Oh my goodness. But that is, like, genuinely very unusual for my local, like, postal schedule. To do 2 deliveries in a day, super weird. To do a delivery as late as 5 p.m., also super weird. I'm shocked. I'm texting my partner to say, the tea just arrived? Question marks? Because I'm genuinely shocked. Okay, enough about that. But yeah, that is the most exciting part of, like, the past probably 7 days of my life at this point. I am just spraying on some really tiny little, like, a nice fine mist of masking fluid here to try and give but a lot of it is just ending up on the end of my fingy, which is not so much fun. I would like some more of these little plops to actually, there we go, to give us the kind of night sky that you get when you're in an area that is not really, like, full of concentrated air pollution. Like, oh man. So apparently people in my city, whatever day it was, were seeing, like, auroras and stuff. Could I see anything? No. Do you want to know why? Because I didn't want to venture too far away from my house at night because I do live quite close to some fairly quiet, farmy type foresty areas that don't really feel safe for me to be wandering around after dark. But in the immediate vicinity of my home, there is like a courtyard that just has these big, like, super bright floodlights that broadcast all the time over, like, where the cars are parked, which is really going to impede one's ability to see any kind of, like, beautiful night sky phenomena, because we barely see stars here. It's very sad. I was watching a video from someone on YouTube last night who was going and, like, staying in some, like, cabins in the middle of, like, the forest and near, like, the lakes and the hills and stuff up in, like, Norway, and oh man, so jealous. So jealous, but on the other hand, it's incredibly difficult to get to places like that if you don't drive a car, which I do not, and B, could not deal with some of the toilets in some of those places. I'm like, no, yeah, no. I appreciate the beautiful landscape. I really appreciate a much more plumbed in area for going to the loo. But yeah, I'm too far. Oh, I'm too far south. Says Brie. Oh, that's the doorbell again. One moment, please, chat. What the nuts is going on today? Coming. Amazon. Ugh, just took in a couple of Amazon packages for the neighbor. Sorry about that. Anyways, I'm too far south. This briefcase. Oh man, you know, it's funny. I'm actually, as you can probably tell by my accent, I'm from Canada. I live in the United Kingdom. The only time that, like, an aurora sighting has actually been near enough to me to potentially see it has been living in the UK, even though we think of Canada as being more northern. Actually, the southern bits of it are pretty far south. Go figure. Flick, flick, flick. Okay. I think I could get more stars on there. Dan says, air quality is notoriously poor in your city because of all the students with their vapes make sky watching difficult. Oh my gosh. Yes, that's absolutely it. Definitely not just that the, like, the geographic, like, elevations of the city lead to some pretty lousy air pollution. I say that. So basically, the city center of my city of residence it's a very medieval city. It's been here since, like, I don't know, a gazillion years ago. So a lot of the road systems still feel very medieval, which is super fun, I'm sure, for people who do have to drive into the city. I think a lot of people try to avoid it. Partially also because parking is incredibly expensive. Incredibly expensive. Flick, 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 flick. I don't really want it to look like flick. I just want it to look like a nice little spray of stars. So if there's anything here that I feel like looks too much not like stars, once it dries, I'll probably just get rid of them before I paint over it. Anyways, but yeah, so city is on the banks of a big river, and city center very much floodplain in part because of the river action. There's, like, canals and stuff as well, which I'm sure don't help. Okay, I sprayed onto the desert a little bit, but that's at least we've got a little bit more spray. So I've got a good amount of stars and stuff to work with, I think. So I'm gonna leave that for now, and I will I will let that dry for just a second. Thankfully, all of these little dudes are quite small, so it shouldn't take too long to dry. But yeah, so city center is floodplain, surrounded by sort of hills and higher elevations on I think every side pretty much, which means that all of the air pollution in the area kind of sinks down into the city center and doesn't have anywhere to go. And I didn't realize how much this was an issue until so when I first moved to the city, I lived quite close to the city center, like sort of on that lower elevation. Um, and I had like asthma problems for the first time in my life. I went to the doctor, they gave me an inhaler and everything to sort it out because I was continuously out of breath. And a couple months later, we had to move house. For lovely reasons, because we moved in together, because we love each other very much. But within like a couple weeks of moving to up to the top of a hill, my asthma went away and I didn't need my inhaler anymore, and I was like, huh. Well, I guess that really does make a difference. And it really, really did. Isn't that wild? I think that's wild. But also, oof. One of the major like public transit companies in the city have switched or are in the process of switching their fleet over to electric vehicles. And I do think that that's hopefully going to make a difference. But I mean, obviously, public transit vehicles being only one portion of the traffic that goes through a city center, that's notwithstanding like taxi cabs and people with cars and delivery vans and anybody else. But, you know, it's encouraging. Okay, I'm just trying to erase any of the erroneous stars that have made their way onto land by mistake. Because we don't want stars on the land. That's going to look weird. Alright. But I think everything being shrouded in sort of a deep, deep violet will hopefully look really cool. I hope anyways. Either that or it'll just look really bad. Who knows? Yay! Oh, fun stuff. Okay. Alright. I think we're there, though. Good. Good, good, good. Anyways. How's everyone's weekend? How were your weekends? What'd you get up to? I am very sad that I was not here on Friday. I was not, for anyone who was here on Thursday's stream, you will know that I was not feeling very well. And I continued not feeling very well on Friday to the point that I decided that it was probably better if I just stayed in bed. So I just stayed in bed until about 1 o'clock. And it turns out that's what I needed. I still felt a bit bad over the weekend. I'm feeling a little bit better today. And, yeah, sometimes you just gotta rest. And this is a busy weekend, so, you know, it's fine. Anyways, let's mix up this color. Okay. So, I'm gonna start with, this deep, this is the only Liquitex ink I have. Everything else is, De La Rowney's FW. I'm gonna start with, a little bit of this deep violet. I'm gonna do, should I do 1 or 2? I'll do 2 of this one. And then I'm gonna add some, I love this color. I think this color is absolutely gorgeous. I don't use it very often because it does not play well with monitors for some reason. It either wants to go magenta or it wants to go blue. It can't make up its mind, and it does not want to just be purple. But it's so pretty in person that I have to keep trying, and I'll just readjust it in post if I have to. My moderator / spouse is home, so I'm going to go say hello to him real quick. So BRB, everybody. Sunshine! My tea is here. Still? Damn. Did you get your raincoat back? Yes. Oh, good. Ah. So it was one of your colleagues. they slightly confused. That's what you get for where you need to put some embroidery on it so you can tell it. That's good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's okay. Did you get your acetone?
No, couldn't sign it anywhere.
Damn.
But I want to go back and look again because I was looking purely in the nail polish removal. But then actually looking at the website afterwards when I was on my own, it was like actually it says it's cleaning, so it might be in a different area.
Yeah, I suspect so. So I love you. My tea! My moderator / Sprouse brought me gifts. Ta-da! Silly coffee. I am a serious coffee drinker, but you know, sometimes the instant it hits different and sometimes it's what you want. Anyways. Anywho, Briefcase Full of Bees says, my brother and his wife announced, I'm gonna be an auntie again. Congratulations, Briefcase! Congratulations! That's awesome!
I didn't buy any coffee.
My moderator / spouse is going to buy another kind of coffee and forgot to. Oh no! I'm sorry, my love. If you want to steal one of the silly coffees, you're allowed to. Oh, beans. Okay, so to this, we're going to add a Purple Lake plop, my favorite perp, and what's the maybe a bit of indigo, and then just like a whisper of black, just like a whisper of black. It can't be a lot, otherwise it will it'll just take over, and it's no good. Come on, I can't. No, how did I close this? I can't get it to open again. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay, come on. Yes, no, there we go. Okay, got it. Oh, that was hard work. Okay. Is indigo the right call? I'm actually thinking maybe not indigo. I don't know. I was getting a slightly cooler vibe looking at it when, like, cool is in adjacency to green instead of purple when I was just looking at sort of the way it shone through the glass. Though it looks like a warmer blue here. How does this one reflect through the glass, and how does it compare? It's really, it's really not that different. It's really not that different. Okay, I will try the indigo actually then. I will try the indigo, and hopefully a drop of indigo will not eat all the purple. I don't think it will. I think it'll just enhance it. But we'll see. Okay. Now I'm just going to take the butt end of my terrible, nasty masking fluid paintbrush and give this a little stirrup. Let's see if we have a somewhat cooler purple. That's actually, that indigo hasn't done very much. I feel like we can probably add another drip. I'm going to add another drip. See if it gives me more of the color I'm looking for. Okay. I'm surprised. Sometimes colors really surprise me with regards to which shades and which pigments are the more dominant. Okay, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Okay, I think this works. But again, it's gotta. We want it darker. So, Dan says my wife and my brother announced they're having a baby too. I'm not happy. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I don't know. Mixed congratulations, I suppose. Okay, so black is powerful as far as inks go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop that's not quite a full drop. That's just touching the end of the pipette to my palette, which older viewers may know is indeed the lid from an old pot of ricotta cheese. Because why? Because it just works so perfectly as a palette. I don't know. It's the perfect size and shape for a palette to be. Okay. Oh! She's pretty. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. We did it. We're there. We've got it. We have our color. Hooray. I'm very pleased about it. Hello, Sunshine. We have a moderator / spouse doing some pottering about in the other side of the studio. Hopefully also having a lovely time. Anywho. I'm wondering if I should paint in the sky first or paint in the other bits. How am I going to do this? Am I an experienced painter who knows things about, like, values and stuff? I mean, no. But I like to pretend that I am. Okay, I think I'm gonna do the sky first and see see how it does on like a first pass, and whether or not I need to do a second pass if I feel like it's not dark enough. First things first, I'm gonna try and sort of pre-wet the area so I can try and get some nice dynamic sky gradienty what have yous throughout. Some of these words make sense. Anyways. But yeah, at least I have sufficient amounts of tea for the moment now. That was genuinely so bizarre. I honestly wonder if someone just like rang up the delivery office from like the customer service and was like, "Hey guys, could you maybe just take a look for this? This person is concerned." And then they were like, "Oh shoot, that's been propping up a door." And then delivered it. I don't know. I always feel bad when I have to contact customer service about things like that. Like my order hasn't turned up, or, you know, there was a problem with your website or something. I always feel so guilty about it. Like I am inconveniencing someone by having had a problem, because chances are I'm not the only person who did. And I always feel really bad about it when I have to do that. So, yeah, feels bad. Feels bad. But oh well. At least we got there in the end. But my god, it was a stressful week. It was a stressful week for me. Okay. Just filling her up. Oh man, that is going on drier than I expected. I think maybe I waited a little too long. Well, I'm just going to keep going. I would really like to avoid having, like, obvious brush stroke in this or any section of the piece, so hopefully we'll be able to avoid that, but oh, who knows. These sorts of areas where, like, the sky meets the hills don't need to be super precise because, well, they're just hill shapes. It's fine. So I'm not super concerned about being, like, extra precise here. It's wherever the ink lands and then doesn't land, that's what the shape of the, that's what the shape of the hills and the sand and the desert and the big rocks and stuff are gonna be. And it's all good. So no concerns and no complaints there. Hooray. Okay, how do I feel about this color? I think it looks cool. I think this feels like a very magical purple, you know what I mean? It has a very magic vibe to it. I dig that, actually. I think that looks real cool. It'll definitely look cooler when everything has been, painted in and we've taken off our masking fluids and stuff, obviously, because at the moment it's a little bit, it's a little bit incomplete, but hey. I want to maybe get a little bit more dark, like specifically kind of towards the top of it. So I'm going to see if I can try and do that. it's not working super well, whatever. It's fine. It's fine, everything's fine. Okay, this bit is starting to dry out a little bit, so I don't want to mess with that too much. I think I'm gonna leave it at that? Question mark? There's some, like, wet bits that I'm just gonna kind of move around a bit while they are so watery, because I can, and it's fun. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it good for the sky, which is super fun, because that means I can move on to other parts of the painting. Hooray! Okay. And for these other parts of the painting, I will need to siphon off some blobbits of my ink and just kind of move them elsewhere. And just try and create a couple different sort of dilutions of my ink. Let's see how I get on with that. Okay. Next, I want to leave the hills until the sky is dry, because otherwise they'll bleed into each other, and we want a nice sort of distinct separation between the two. But I can do the land down here. So what I will do for that is get a reasonable amount of the ink that's in here currently kind of watered down, kind of take some of the intensity out of it thus, and I might actually just start by kind of washing it down with a really fine layer and then going back subsequently. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I do hope everyone had a good weekend. I had a pretty subdued weekend, but it was all right. My person got their jabs for the things what are going round, which is really good. I'm glad that at least one of us has access to seasonal jabs through public health. I think everyone should have access to seasonal jabs through public health, and I find it weird that they don't do that in this country, because I come from a country that did, and so I find it very strange and confusing that if I want to, I have to trust that my workplace will like book it for me, like through work, and for the last couple of years they have not. And I hate that for me, because I would have liked to do it. But never mind. I guess I just don't get, to be protected from seasonal illnesses. So my solution is to just never leave the house. Yay! Oh, goodness gracious. Anywho, I'm gonna take a sip of my tea real quick. And it is delightful. Anyways. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Oh my goodness, I forgot to say Happy Thanksgiving to any of my fellow Canadians out there. It is indeed, a holiday Monday in Canada. It's Thanksgiving. And, we are celebrating Thanksgiving here in my home by having a delicious Thanksgiving, pot of chowder, because I forgot that it was Thanksgiving weekend, because I don't live in Canada, so there is no Thanksgiving in the country that I live in. There's a bank holiday in August, and then no bank holidays until Christmas, because, I don't know, this country hates us. But never mind. But I will be making a delicious, comforting pot of chowder for dinner, at least, which I'm honestly looking forward to. I did attempt to make a pie yesterday, but I basically I didn't have enough of the raw materials to make a proper, lot of pastry yesterday. but I had some pastry scraps in the freezer, so I made a hand pie the size of a Pop-Tart, and we shared it. It was blueberry and cardamom. It was very tasty. Very, very nice and yummy tasty, but very small. So, oh no. Not quite the Thanksgiving pie experience that I was hoping for. And to just rub salt in the wound, there was actually I saw a YouTube video yesterday that was like, here's how to get the best out of your apple pies, from a like baking channel that specializes in pie, and I'm like, oh, no, don't make me feel worse about myself. But that being said, when you're not being hit with like all of the signs and signals and decor out there in the world, it is really easy to forget that Thanksgiving as a holiday exists in your repertoire of holidays, especially when the holiday Monday for you is just a day. I mean, the thing about bank holiday Mondays these days is that for a lot of people it's just a day, because if you work in some shops, you might just have fewer hours that day, but you might have to work those. If you work in a coffee shop, you're probably open. So, you know, what is the meaning of bank holidays these days? Certain people with very specific jobs don't have to go to work. Hooray! Happy bank holiday, everybody. I think the kids get school off for stuff like bank holidays, if I'm not completely mistaken. Okay. I'm gonna give this a second pass and try and blend in. I noticed that the, like, patch where all of my little people are, because it took a little bit longer to fill in those sort of gaps in that area, it looks a little bit patchy. So I'm hoping that giving this a second pass will kind of blend that in just a smidge, I hope. Am I absolutely cursing myself making little guys this tiny? Yes, of course. Am I
Attention.
doing it anyways?
Twitch
Yes,
user Sammy
Hello?
Kelsch.
Shoppers.
James! Hello, Jam! Welcome in! Hello, everybody! Hello, hello, hello! How the heck are you doing? It is lovely to see you. Welcome in, Raiders. And hello, Scribble. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Jam, how was your stream? It's lovely to see you. Welcome on in. Get a load of this. This pumpkin emote turned out so stinking cute. Thank you so much for the raid. And hello, how was your stream? I'm very sorry. I'm gonna finish this paint wash real quick, because if I don't, it's gonna look really patchy and garbage. And I would rather this piece not look like garbage. But also I want to say hello to y'all, so let me just very hastily finish it. Okay, hi everybody. And hello to all of the wonderful people who've just come in on the raid. Hello, Kiona, welcome in. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Hello, ArtRex. Hello, Snail Mail. How are y'all doing? Hope you're having wonderful Mondays. Hello, hello. Hello, Scribbles again. Welcome on in. And of course, Jam. Hello, hello, Silly Cat. Hi, friends. Stream was great, says Jam. I made this beautiful pumpkin bee. I love it so much. That is so stinking cute. Jam, master animator of emotes, Bee Barrow. Thank you again so much for the raid. Let me get a shout out to you in the chat. There we go. Did it work? Yay! If you're not following Jam, you should go do that. He is a wonderful, wonderful human being, an excellent artist, a very cool doer of things, and maker of stuff, and player of games, and maker of games. Jam's cool. You should go give a follow. For anyone who's just come in and is new here, hello. Welcome to you, to my stream. My name is Twitch user Sammy Kelsch. I am a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and Thursdays. I do cozy game streams on Fridays, and every very once in a while on a Sunday as well. We are currently doing the Stream Inc. prompt list for October. Today's word is alien, and so I am specifically painting a little group of little buddies who are focus, who are in the desert trying to keep a lookout for signs of extraterrestrial life, and you can see how well it's going for them. Anywho, yeah, that's what we're working on today. I'm a traditional artist working primarily in watercolors and other kind of similar wet media. I'm not sure what this ink up here is doing. It's taking a very long time to dry. But hopefully it'll look cool when it does, because it looks real jank and weird right now, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh my god, the little buddy, says Jam. Jam, I don't know why I do this to myself. I think these may be the tiniest little people I have painted to date. I have no idea how I am going to maintain the fidelity of all the teeny tiny details I've got here. This little dude sort of turning his book upside down to try and consult to see whether or not this celestial thing that they're seeing is potentially a sign of extraterrestrial life. This little guy just looking up at the stars and being like, what's that twinkly thing up there, do we think? Do we think it's could it be, is it just a weather balloon, or is it aliens? Who knows? And this little guy who's got his little headphones on, trying to listen out for signs of life out there in the space. I had a little ramble about, do I think that aliens? And my response is probably, but but I'm having a lot of fun with this piece anyways. But yeah, that's me. If y'all are just hearing of the streaming prompt list for the first time and are interested in doing it, the prompt list is here, and you can do as little or as much of it as you want to do. If you do any artworks as part of the challenge, do use the hashtag if you post them, so we can find them and tell you how great they are. And in case you're wondering what my art looks like when it's not, you know, like half finished, here is a piece that I did a couple days ago, that, I don't know, I think it's cute. Maybe you think it's cute too. It's just a little bone wizard having a nice time. And yeah, this kind of shenanigans we get up to here is, I think whimsy is probably a good word for it. I'm gonna get another shout out for Jam in the chat. Did it work? Yay, it worked! Once again, if you are not following Jam, please go do that, because Jam is great and very fun and also does really, really lovely art as well. And is just generally a really cool, wonderful person. And oh my god, that emote is so stinking cute. I love a good seasonally appropriate content. If you are watching the stream and you cannot see the emotes, I'm so sorry, because it's really cute. And I think I could attempt to show it to you, but the last time I did, I had a weird streamception thing that was very strange. Very, very, very strange indeed. But, oh, what the heck? I can try it again. Anywho. Can I? Okay, hold up. I shall try. In the meantime, what's everybody up to this week? What are you up to this week? How's your Mondays going? I hope you're having good ones. I'm having a pretty okay day. I had a wild experience earlier, in as much as I've been waiting like almost 2 weeks for what was supposed to be a very fast delivery, and the delivery date kept like updating. And I put leaving the house on hold for quite a while, waiting for this thing to turn up. And then finally it did, today. And I genuinely didn't think it was going to, but here we are. Anywho. I think I should be able to. Okay. Yeah, you can see the little pumpkin. The stream might go a little crazy. But you can see the little pumpkin over on the right, and how very, very cute that. Jam, your emotions, your animations are so good. It's doing the thing. To be honest, I kind of love when it does the thing. I think that's really fun. But your animations are so good. I couldn't not share it on screen. I hope that's okay. But yes, I hope that your emotions are good as well. Oh my god. Y'all, I think my brain is slowly dying. But it's okay, don't worry about it. Anyways, Jam is raiding and lurking. Got a raid and lurk, Sammy. Hope you have a great stream. Thank you so much, Jam. Go do all of your post-stream decompression activities, because I know you've been working hard for a while now, and you probably need to go have a rest and some food and all that jazz. My moderator / spouse, what is that? That is it's a pump of some kind. He's he's got a pump of some. Is that like a syringe type thing or?
Yeah, it's a broken thing. This is for the fridge.
Oh, it's broken.
But it doesn't seem to have any spare parts missing, and it does still work. So.
Okay. Well, apparently the syringe that we bought is quite. It's because our for some reason our fridge seems to have a problem with like, it just accumulates water. And the best way that we figured out to get rid of it is to like, usually just take a whole bunch of kitchen towels and kind of like soak it up, but then we've got a whole bunch of nasty wet kitchen towels that need to be washed. So I was like, do we have some kind of syringe where we can just out the water? And so it looks like he's bought a little pump to do that. So that's neat. Or at least I think that's neat. Anyways. Okay. I think I'm there with the sort of the base color of the floor. This is still a little bit wet, but none of the bits that touch like land are. So I think I can probably safely kind of at least get like a base color down on those hills in the background there. But and kind of hope for the best. Okay. At least this is what I'm going to attempt to do. Okay. So I'll start with this one. And we'll kind of work our way, I guess, leftwards. It's left. It's left. Yes, it is left. Oh no, I'm fully off screen. Sorry about that. Trying not to work on a huge canvas, but unfortunately, in order to paint things, I often find myself having to like rotate them. And it's hard for me to tell sometimes whether or not I'm actually like whatever I'm doing actually visible. So hopefully this is visible. Yay, we have that. Wow, that hill is the exact same value as this bit. No. That's exactly what I want them to look somewhat distinct. Oh, beans. Okay. Well, can this one be a little bit... No, apparently not. Okay. Well, never mind. It's fine. One of the nice things about this ink is that it layers well because, of course, it's an ink. Oh yeah, by the way, we are working with acrylic inks today, so I've used several pipettes of a few of these. I've combined mostly Purple Lake, I think it was, with a little indigo and then just a hair's breadth of black just to kind of deepen it a little bit and give it a little bit more of an it's nighttime feel. And I still feel like actually putting it down, it's quite a plum color that I've ended up with. So I don't know if this is going to give the impression of the desert at night, but doing a single color piece that gives an impression of the desert at night, it turns out real difficult. Because, like, the ground is kind of a muted brown color, and the sky is a super dark blue, and if I pick one of them, the other one is gonna look weird. Like, if I decided to make it, like, desert, sort of, like, browny, orangey, then... we would have ended up in a situation where the sky would look weird, and I didn't want it to look like we're on a different... I did entirely honey tones for the honey prompt, which is a landscape as well, and we did kind of end up in a situation where, like, it kind of looks like the surface of a different planet, because the sky is, like, brown, which I felt like didn't quite work. But oh well. Indigo! Hello, welcome in. Why would you look at that? This, coming to... There we go. This ink color, says hello. Must have been inspired by you. And it's one of my favorite colors, so hey. You know what? That's really cool. Love that for you. Yeah, anywho. That is really cool, actually. But yeah, having a very nice time doing, using this color, even if I think this color is actually maybe a little bit more vibrant than I would have initially intended. I do think that the sky looks so pretty, and I think it's going to look very pretty when we're done, that I can't really bring myself to mind. You know, like, I'm kind of cool with it, actually. in the grand scheme of things, I think I'm good with that. So, you know, that's fine. Okay, I am adding. This is already dry, so I'm gonna add a second coat to it because I would like these hills to be a little bit darker. They're a little further away, just kind of get us some different values in the piece, so it's not weirdly monotoned. It's one of the things about these art months where I'm just working in one, more or less just one color per piece, is it really makes you think harder about values in your work than you maybe normally would. I mean, I try and think about values in my pieces regardless, but it's really puts more emphasis on it. These need to dry, so I'm gonna take a super quick BRB actually. So I'll be back in like a minute, and hopefully these will have dried down a little bit, so I can play with them a little bit more, get some more things going on this surface of this deserty area, and then look at coloring in these guys, doing the line weight. And to be honest, I think then the piece it's not a super complicated piece today, which I'm cool with because I have to do one of these every day. So I'm gonna pop on the BRB screen. Please enjoy the BRB song if it's playing. I hope it is playing. Okay, so I'll be back in a minute. Have a stretch, have a drink, do all those things. I will see you very shortly. There we go. There's the unmute button. Hello, everybody. I'm back. Hello, hello. Sorry about that. It's lovely to see you again. And hi. Here we go. Anyways, wow, that sky's almost dry. It's gonna look hopefully less derpy in like a minute. Because I was genuinely kind of worried about it, but I think it's gonna look pretty good. Anywho, I can see that these hills are still a little bit wet. Okay. I want to add a little bit more sort of just like surfacey, textury detail to this area, but I'm not entirely sure how to go about it. Hey, moderator / spouse. What's up, love?
Sorry, I forgot to buy a pie.
Oh, you didn't get pie?
No.
Well, that's okay. We don't need pie.
Good.
just because it's Thanksgiving Monday doesn't mean that we need pie. Pie is nice, but we'll cope. I love you. To be honest, I feel like fruit pies in general are a bit less readily available in this country than they are in my country of origin, which is a tittle touch sad, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm wondering what I should do to get some texture into the sort of surface down here without it looking really like weird or bad. I might just start playing with sort of adding in some little like areas of texture. I don't know. And then kind of maybe finding a way to kind of fade. Ooh, okay, actually, if I take this and just paint water it, maybe I can just fade it out. Just make some little bumpies and then kind of fade them out. Ooh, yeah, I think that might work. I think that could work. Okay, cool. Cool. Just have to make sure that I keep my little fade brush free of color, otherwise it's gonna not work as well. Like so. Then spill my palette, so I'm just gonna move that over because that's dangerous. And then just fade. Hey, that's texture. That works, kind of. That's kind of texture. It sort of works. I don't know. Is it good? I don't know. You do need pie, says Heartrex. Always. I mean, I like pie. I very much like pie, certainly. But I don't like need it to live, I don't think. Or do I? I don't know. think I need it to live. I think I can cope pieless. I have for some time. But yeah, my moderator slash spouse that he forgot to look. But to be honest, I don't think he would have found any. I think he might have struggled because we're just not as much of a pie. I mean, we have. I feel like savory pies are more of a thing here, but we don't really do as much in the way of like fruit pies and what have you. You know. You can find a nice tarte au citron and sometimes like an apple pie. If you're lucky. You definitely don't see like pumpkin pies or anything. That's not a thing here. Sadly, because pumpkin pies are great. I seem to be the only person I know who thinks this. But it's true, damn it. It's very true, actually. And it does me a minor sadness that they are kind of hard to find in this country. You can find, like, pumpkin, like, tinned pumpkin in specifically the American food section of some supermarkets. But I find the American food section of supermarkets here very sus. Partly because I think you see a lot of things from brands that now, granted, I'm not American, but like brands that I don't recognize, and I've been to supermarkets in America, and it turns out at least some of them are actually produced in the UK. I think partly because like actual American brands would struggle to import certain things because the UK's food laws are a lot better. And there are many things that they do not allow that they do in America. Artrex says, America food is sus, but it's tasty. There is some American food that I genuinely really, really love. Some like brands and stuff that I genuinely think are super tasty, and it makes me really sad that you can't get them here. One of the things that makes me super sad is that anything that's like got like sweets and that kind of thing, that like rainbow sprinkles, the British rainbow sprinkles are so pathetic. It's so sad. If you've experienced like rainbow sprinkles from elsewhere, you know that like British rainbow sprinkles are just so sad in comparison. Like, okay, I'm going to accidentally press a button on my streaming software that I didn't mean to and hope that it's still running. But I'm just pulling up a couple pictures of some hundreds and thousands. So, okay, here are the hundreds and thousands that I think of when I think of hundreds and thousands from, like, from my home country. I will show you those first, and then I will show you the version that you find in the United Kingdom. Okay, so hundreds and thousands from back in Canada look like that. You've got a really nice saturated range of rainbow colors there. You've got your blue, you've got your green, you've got bright orange and yellow and pink and red and white, and they all look really vibrant and bright and gorgeous. Here's what you get here in the UK. You get kind of a wishy-washy purple if you're lucky. You get a very yellowy green. You get yellow and orange, no problem, because they use turmeric, and turmeric stains everything. You get, like, pastel pink, and you get white. And it's just underwhelming compared. And I know that's because there's a lot of colorants that we're not allowed to use here. But, like, damn, the difference is genuine, and it's... But at least they won't give you cancer, says Rex. Oh, but I mean, how many hundreds and thousands would you have to just eat tablespoon after tablespoon to get any damaging effects from the, like, minute, infinitesimal traces of colorants that they are using in those? I don't know. I did actually watch a video once where someone, I think, actually broke down the history of those artificial colors and them being banned in certain countries, and it was really interesting. In part because, yeah, it's, whether or not they are a genuine issue is questions. But I mean, that's the case with a lot of food bans are weird. There was, I think, is it still a thing where, like, I know purple sweets are never black currant in the States because there was some historical incident that caused black currant to get, like, banned from the country, weirdly. And, in, you know, like, obviously in Europe, black currants are fine. And other such things. I'm trying to think of other ones off the top of my head that are just really oddball ones that you wouldn't guess. Like, I do understand the artificial colors being, you know, potentially a problem. Also certain artificial sweeteners that, like, Rex says exactly, but most dyes in the US that are banned elsewhere are because they are carcinogens. Yeah, and you know what? I honestly, like, I get it. I support it. I just wish they could, I don't know. I wish they'd work harder on making the colors that we have available to us be less bad. Except red, even America is realizing that red dye is bad and is starting to use beet juice as a red dye replacement, which, you know what, is good, because, yeah, the red dyes are not good. And beets produce such a strong color that, like, why not just use that? Right, because currants are only really at farmers markets. It's not easy to find them in stores. Yeah, absolutely. I remember having to, when I lived in Canada, I would buy Ribena from, like, the international foods aisle. I would have to get it from the, like, European things section. Because I think my grandmother would get it sometimes as, you know, like, a European person was fond of a black currant situation. And so she would have them when she could. So it was something like a Ribena situation as a beverage was a very nostalgic taste for me as a result. And it makes it really, really sad that they then ruined Ribena in this country because of the sweetener laws. And again, as if sweeteners across the board are better for you than sugar. I realize that I may have a specific sensitivity to sweeteners that a lot of people don't quite as much, but, yeah, exactly. Sorry, Rex in the chat has absolutely read my mind. Says, especially artificial sweeteners might actually be more healthy to just have the excessive sugar than what they do to make it zero sugar. I still firmly believe that if you were to take certain, like, super sugary items and just either use, like, half as much sugar in them, or make a version that's just, like, half sweet Pepsi, people would buy that. People would buy half sweet Pepsi. Like, I have tried the Pepsi Maxes and the Diet whatevers, and I just find them so incredibly cloying. More cloying to my palate than the regular ones that are just made with sugar, which are already ridiculously sweet. And I say this as someone who puts multiple spoonfuls of sugar in their beverages if they're having a sweet beverage. So, you know, I'm not just, like, a non-sweetness enjoyer. I have an immense sweet tooth, thanks ADHD. But, like, you know, there's this sugar in this tea. But it doesn't, I don't know. I also realize this is something I rant about a lot, so I do apologize. Heckins. Okay. So these hills need to dry out. But they're getting there. I think they're kind of cute. Do I want to add any little... I haven't put any, like, plants or anything in this desert. I feel like there could be some little plants. But I didn't want to do anything that was too, like, distracting, I suppose. But I'm wondering if I just want to, like, freehand a little patch of, like, succulents or something. Just because I think it'd be cute. Rex says not all artificials or sweeteners are bad, but I don't know which ones are and aren't, except Splenda. I'm pretty sure that's a bad one. I have no idea. So, no comment. Because I genuinely haven't the foggiest. Okay. Just popping just the tittle tiniest little cacti up in here. I might actually switch to a smaller brush to do to do some planties. Just because I would like them to look, you know, decent. Here we go. Just a couple. Oh, no, look at this! Look at the size of these teeny tiny little cacti. Come on, get into focus. Come on, get into focus. Focus up. There we go. Look at the size of these teeny tiny little cacti. Oh no, they're so teeny. They're so cute. So very, very cute. I might sort of pop a couple over here, just kind of chillax, and I feel like having a couple of like little sort of desert plants in the scene will kind of ground us maybe slightly more in terms of like where we are meant to be located, which I think would be is a good. I think that's a good. So very, very happy to do a bit of that. Some of these little like fluffy little shrubs here and there. I don't know what a lot of these desert plants are called, but you know the ones that sort of just sit on the ground and look like little fluffies, like little ground tribbles, kind of. Anyways, that's the kind of vibe I'm going for here, I think. Maybe get another little slightly larger cactus over here, maybe, because we're a little closer to the foreground. I'm wondering if I maybe made these cacti too small, but you know, whatever. Hopefully at least they're cute. And they kind of make you feel like, okay, yeah, we're in a desert. Or at least that's the aim. If I get a little super tiny one up here. Like so. One of these little planty doos next to it, so it's not lonely. There we go. Now it kind of feels like we're in the desert. Maybe just another one up and kind of over here for balance. Someone is being very noisy next door. Hi, neighbor. Yay. Oh, my favorite. There we go. Some scrungly little bits. There, cool. Maybe there can be, I don't know, maybe just up here, like just a little patch of 3 of these sort of scrungly little planty doos. That is their scientific name, by the way. Scrungly little planty doos. There. Does it feel like a somewhat more populated desert? I feel like it maybe does. I feel like this kind of works. Hopefully. Alright. I'm gonna color in our little guys now, if I can. This is a very scary part of the painting process. But I shall try my best. Whoa. For instance, my paintbrush was too wet. That was a really big blob it, and for such teeny tiny detail, I really can't afford to have it running into places where I don't want it to be. So I'm gonna grab I've got a little square of tissue here that I'm just gonna carefully blot that away. And I'm trying to, I've blotted my brush so I don't have an excess of wetness on my brush whilst I do this. I might actually do some of the bits that I want to be darker first. So I'll give this guy fairly dark hair. And I'll give this guy a fairly dark little shirt. Just for contrast and to keep things interesting. It's a little shirt collar. And his little sleeve. Good. Maybe this guy's little shorts as well. A couple of them were wearing shorts because we're in the desert, so I feel like it's probably fairly warm. And I feel like one's wardrobe should probably, if one's being wise about it, one's wardrobe should probably reflect that. Okay. Okay, well, let's come back in with some mid-tones for these little shoesies. Doot. Doot. And also these little trousers. And this guy's little top. I am kind of losing some of the details that I put into the pencil sketch here to the painting. So I'm wondering, do I have... I think I took a photo of the pencil sketch, but I think I posted it to Twitter, so I'm gonna have to check Twitter and see if I can find it. Which shouldn't be too hard, but genuinely checking my Twitter for my own artwork is kind of sad, I feel like. Oh well, here we are. Such is life. I'll cope. There's also this little guy's book cover. So let me paint that in. Oh no, it wouldn't load my there we go. Okay. Navigating over to my media tab. No, I don't want to see how many followers I have. I don't care. Or at least that's what I like to tell people. Aha, okay. I do have a photo of the pencil sketch that I can use as a reference, which is fantastic and really stupid. But oh well, here we are. Okay. I feel like this guy's little jacket wants to be a darker color as well, so let me just fill that in. Or maybe it's a, you know what, it looks actually like it might be more of a cardigan than a jacket looking at this sketch, but I have no idea what my intention was there, because it's very small. Oh well. Okie dokie. I think all that's left is this little guy's shoes. So I'll give him some shoes. I don't think he wants to wear white shoes in such a dirty, potentially dirty landscape. So I'll correct that. And then these two need hair. So I'll give them some hair as best as I can. Everyone's hair here is quite short, which is challenging. But I'll see what I can do. Okay, there we go. And all of these people are way too pale, so let me give them just a whisper of varying shades of white guys. So here we go. This little guy is lavender. This little guy is Lightly lilac. And this little guy is a natural blonde. There we go. And also he's got his socks pulled up, which are white because he's I don't know, they're big dorks, okay? Aw, dang. I think this looks really cute so far. I actually really like it. So I think what I will do, I'm not going to add a ton of detail to like the hills and stuff in the background, but what I will do with them is maybe just pop a little bit of, get some nice, just a little bit of extra definition between the land and the sky, because they are quite close in value. I almost wonder if I should give them an extra layer, but then I might feel like the sort of the ground in front is a little bit too light in comparison, and I don't think I want to try darkening it down again because I think that will just make it look bad. Fun stuff indeed. Oh well. I hope this piece ends up being cute. I mean, we've got the, obviously we haven't taken away the masking fluid from the sky and the stars yet. We'll do that last, just because I want to make sure that this is absolutely bone dry before we do that, because if it's a little bit wet, you run the risk of it smudging and you run the risk of it tearing, and neither of those things are good. No, 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 no. So doing as much as possible to avoid that. Okay, wizard. The other thing that I will do, I'm going to bring this brush back just for a second, because the other thing that I think I want to do before we move forward is I'm just going to plop, just so they don't feel like they're floating in sort of nothingness, I'm going to plop some just some little shadows underfoot of these fellas. There wouldn't be much in the way of shadows because it's quite dark, so. But there is moonlight, there is starlight, so they might cast a little bit of a shadow. And that's all. I might even, do I want to shade just beyond these little doots? Maybe just a smidge. But like it's so subtle, I might as well not be doing anything. But sometimes I need to do things where I might as well not be doing something just for my own sake, just to know that I did it, even if no one else is going to notice that detail. I just need to know it's there. Sometimes that is honestly kind of important to me. And I do think that those things make a difference, you know? It's like, I've said it before, but it's like adding chocolate or it's like adding coffee to a chocolate cake. It's not going to make a taste of coffee, but it is going to make it better in an intangible way that you can't necessarily pick out, but you would feel its absence if it wasn't there. That's how I feel about those, like, I don't think anyone is going to notice these differences that I make to my paintings. It's like, no one's going to see this. It is such a slight change, but I know it's there, and I know it's better. I also, my dad just texted me a family photo, which I will look at when I'm not streaming, because that's personal. Yes. Okay. Alright. Okay. Feeling some kind of better about this. I still feel like these hills could be slightly darker than the up there. Do I give them just a little extra sort of thin coat of ink? Because I feel like they blend in just a little too much. Oh, here we go. Is this gonna make a difference? Is this gonna do anything? It's very possible that it won't. Am I doing it anyways, just in case? Yeah. I'm going in with a very fine glaze here. Like, my brush was not very wet. But I would just like to make sure. I want my hills to look like they're not just chunks of sky that I carved out for no apparent reason. So I feel like the color needs to be a little bit, to stand out a little bit more. Like, I feel like that is instantly an improvement on those two. And this big boy as well. Really does feel better to me. I mean, it's going to dry down to a slightly more subtle result anyways, but I think it'll have made a difference. I hope it does. I really do. And if it doesn't, again, I'll know I did something. And that thing that I did matters to me. I don't know. I'm just talking nonsense and shenanigans now. Ah, heck. Okay. Alright. Well, that's them. And I do think that that is ever so slightly better. I really do. So I'm gonna go with that. Okay. And we're gonna line weight these little guys. And if we have any time left over, I will do, at the very least, something for next week's piece. Or not next week, for tomorrow's piece, rather. But I don't think we have time to finish it. But we can maybe start. We can maybe make a little start on it. There we go. This guy is absolutely... You should not read while you're walking. You could trip over a rock, dude. What are you doing? Be careful. Look out, man. I don't know. Should I be concerned? Anyways, you know how I was talking about blackcurrant earlier? I'm drinking blackcurrant squash. That's one of my 3 beverages for today. Which is, it's not Ribena because I don't buy Ribena anymore. This is from Tillmans of Sweden, who make a very good blackcurrant squash. It's super yummy. Just pulling up my reference image, which is a sketch of... Which is literally the picture before I put paint on it. So I can see what it was supposed to look like. Man. Doof. Doof. Oh no. There we go. Okay. And... Okay, sorry if I'm quiet. I'm very much concentrating on the trying to draw in little dude holding his tiny sort of, he's tilted his book a little bit sideways so he can get a better look at whatever sort of star map or whatever it is that he's trying to figure out here. And I wish him the very best with it. And I kind of wish that he would look where he's going. But never mind. Oh no! I hope he's cute. I really hope he's cute. Oh, I'm so nervous. Oh, this is genuinely the scariest bit of these paintings when I put these teeny tiny figures in. Is this bit at the end where I'm trying to do line weight on such teeny tiny little characters. It's so tough to get a nice clean line. I feel like that's pretty good. Just the little listening in doodad that he's holding, which is probably doing nothing, or he's just picking up, you know, like greatest hits of the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and today. You're listening to another string of adverts. And then one song, and it's a song you don't like. And then another long string of adverts. I don't listen to commercial radio. Oh, heck. Okay. His little knees. Doot. His little feet. Doot. And how did I do? I am really sorry that I'm getting quite quiet for this portion, but it is genuinely... They're so little. This is my thumb. This is the artwork. They're so little. And I feel like I got the lines on this guy a little bit thicker than I would like them to be. So I'm trying to pick up just the teeny tiniest amounts of paint here to try and do the rest. And it's rough. It's really rough. But we're getting somewhere. We're definitely getting somewhere. So. Oh no. Except the thing about putting the tiniest amounts of ink on my brush is that it disappears really fast. Which ends up not being so helpful after all. There we go. Do-do-do. A little collar on his shirt. A little back of his head. His little hair goes like doot doot. Aw, damn, that hair is really cute. I just gave this guy sort of a little, you know, that hair that's just sort of little like, come on, little like sticky uppy bits at the front. It's like Tintin vibes. This guy, I love him. I think he's so stinking cute. I absolutely love this guy. Oh man, I think he might be my favorite. Actually, don't tell the others. I love them all equally. Shh. Anyways. Sorry about that. Ooh, I do want to color in the little headphones that he's wearing. But I'll do that. I'll do that at the end just to make sure that they are for sure fully dry. Okay, this guy's his little leggies with his little sticky uppy socks. So cute. What an absolute cute patoot. There we go. There, yay! Little leggies. These little sticky uppy socks. Good. Okay. I feel like I've been making good progress on this painting today, which I feel really good about. I hope y'all are enjoying it. I hope you're having a nice day, nice time. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm looking for... Oh, you know what I didn't shout out? The tea that I purchased, they sent me 4 free samples, which is really exciting. Earl Grey cream. I don't normally drink Earl Grey, but I will try this one. They sent 2 of those. Apparently it's Earl Grey with a hint of vanilla, which sounds very good. None of this is sponsored, by the way. I did buy this tea, but if they ever did want to sponsor me, I would do that. And the other is Moondrop Dreams, which is like a lavender and lemon herbal tea. So very, very cozy, very like sleepy time kind of situation. Looking forward to that as well. Okay. And now I just need to draw his little shorts, which are very short. And then he's got a little pocket, because his hand is tucked into his pocket. So, and his little short sleeved shirt. And hopefully, God, it's so little, but hopefully you will be able to see The little, because it is a little button-up shirt with a little collar, so I wanted to make sure that that detail was visible. I have no idea. Genuinely no clue whether or not one will be able to see that, but I really hope so. Doot doot. It's got a little neck. Okay. Oh, scary. Oh, scary. Okay, and he's looking up at the sky. So his hair's kind of like that, so he's like looking up. He's looking up at the sky. Oh no, what could it be? Look at that. I don't know if it shows up on y'all's monitor, but when I like pull this in close, it almost turns gray. Like the purple just kind of disappears into the camera, at least on my monitor, which is really weird. And I don't love that for me, but oh well, here we are. Okay, I'm gonna clean this brush out a little bit, just so it's not quite so chock full of dark ink, just because I want to get a little bit of a mid color on this guy's little headphones. So just so you can see from like a distance that he's definitely he's got his little headset on, being all scientifical. And I'm not going to sign it yet, because before I sign it, I need to... This is the fun bit. I hope y'all are excited for the fun bit, because we are going to release the night sky. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I realize that doesn't mean anything to anyone who doesn't live in the UK and knows the Music to the Sky at Night show, which has been going for about I don't know, probably about 90 years now, and is just a TV program where they talk about what's going on up in the sky, what's happening up there, what sort of phenomena can you see, and I think, if memory serves, one of the presenters, I think, is a guy that works at the same place as me. So very rarely I'll see him wandering around and be like, "Oh my god, space guy." That's so cool. Because I'm a nerd. But hey, you know, that's what you get for that. It's exactly the kind of nerd job that I should have. One that makes me interact with nerds. Okay. Ta-da! I think that's... Okay, let's do a little pan. Let's do a little slow pan of the sky, if I can get it to come into focus. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Everyone's unfollowed. This is deeply boring to anybody but me, I realize, but please don't leave. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I think this turned out really cute, actually. I had a lot of uncertainty with it, sort of, in the first instances, but actually I think it turned out pretty stinking cute. I hope that y'all like it. I feel really good about it. So I'm gonna pop a signature onto here and call Alien Day good. We're not done streaming yet, because we've got a little bit of time left, so... What I will do is start the next one. There we go. Alright. Terrible signature over in the corner, and we've got our, alien piece. Yay! Really happy with that. Very, very, very happy indeed. Okay. Before I start the next piece, I should probably give my brushies a tiny bit of a rinse, because there is a lot of purple in here, and whatever the next color I'm using is, it does not want to be purple. So I'm not gonna take them like to the sink or anything to rinse off at this point. I'm just gonna try and clean them off in my paint water as best as I can, and then try and clean off some of my palette so I've got a little bit more space to work with. I will move these back into Anana for the moment. If you're not familiar with Anana, here he is. Hi, this is Anana. He is A French-Canadian pineapple who holds my paintbrushes. Which is very normal of me. There is an Anana emote, by the way. Which looks like... Where is he? He's just sliding into view. Anyways, okay. I'm gonna see if I can clean... This is riveting content, I know. I'm gonna see if I can just use a slightly dampened bit of tissue to, like, wipe down my palette so I can reuse it without having to take it to the kitchen sink or anything. Or the bathroom sink, I suppose. Ugh. It always feels bad having to soak up, like, the excess ink I didn't end up needing. Because I can't rebottle it or anything because it's a blend of colors. I think I am just going to use a single color for this next piece because it's going to make my life so much easier if I just do it that way. Because I don't think I have time to finish the second piece today unless I really rush, and I don't want to do something that I don't feel like I can be proud of. So I would rather take my time with it, do something a little bit more good, more special. All that jazz. Anyways. So that's that. Okay. Alright, clean enough for now. Thank you. This ricotta lid is so old now. It's like several years old, but it is... They very rarely make lids on, sort of like disposable items for household consumption out of these nice, robust plastics anymore, which is great from a, like, plastic use perspective, but as someone who likes to use these to mix paints on, very sad, because it means that this bad boy has to basically live forever. It's the perfect shape. I like the way it has these little, like, divots that I will use to separate out my colors. Could I just buy a palette at this point? Yes, they're not very expensive, but I don't like to waste things. That's the difference. Ah! Okay, what's next? So, that was... This one here was, for the prompt, Alien. I actually love it. I don't know if anyone else loves it, but I actually really love it. I think it gives the feel of being in a desert at night and looking for aliens. And I hope that other people think it's cute. I think this is the next day after Alien, but let me just double check the Stream Inc. list to make sure that I'm doing things in the right order. Yes, it is Cascade from Skittle. I will put a shout out for Skittle in the chat as well. Whose day is tomorrow. So if you're not following Skittle, he does really, really beautiful artworks and is very lovely. So definitely worth a follow. What I'm going to do for this piece is I think I want a fairly dark background for this. If you're not familiar with the Burista, we did do like a full painting of them. I think it was last month. Was it last month or was it maybe September? I can't remember. Oh no, but my Instagram broke. I was going to show you the picture that we made of him. Oh no, is Instagram down? Or have I just been banned from Instagram? Oh no! Oh heck, because it says, sorry, this page is not available, and I can't see any of my notifications. Okay, well... Never. Okay, now I can see my notifications. Okay, tell you what, actually, hold up. If that's not working, I'm sorry to make you look at my shop. I do have a shop, by the way. If you like any of my gubbins and you're like, I would like to own this, you can. For some of them, including, this little guy. This is our Burista in their happy, haunted coffee shop. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in to, I'm so sorry, Poodle888. If I have mispronounced that, I do apologize, but welcome on in. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for the follow. Anywho, in the meantime, this is the Burista's Cafe. And I thought, for Cascade, I first thought waterfall, but I very recently painted a waterfall, and I find them really difficult to paint. And I wanted to do something that I knew I could finish in the space of a day, and that would be really, really cute. So I thought, what about the baristas showing off their barista skills by doing a very controlled pour from a great height into a filter coffee? That's it. That was the idea. It's very stupid. And I hope that people like it. I think it'll be fun, you know? I do think it'll be fun. But I think what I want to do in the first instance in this piece is just fill in the background. So, I am going to add a little bit of detail to the background, but I'm going to keep it nice and sort of vague and woolly and not overly detailed, just to kind of save my brain and body from having to do, you know, a gazillion bookshelves again. I need a respite from bookshelves, okay? I realized at some point this year painting in a ton of bookshelves kind of became my brand, and as much as I love that, if I keep doing it every time, I'm gonna get bored, y'all. If I keep doing it every time, I am gonna get bored. And we don't want to get bored with our artwork. That is not a good feeling. So, if I can avoid that by keeping things a little bit varied, I would like to. Incidentally, I know it's early, but I am trying to brainstorm like wintry things I can do ahead of like the holiday season for artworks. Like, for the past several years running, I've been really bad at just getting a good like holiday shop update out there. And I feel like, do people want like seasonal stuff ahead of like winter time? I don't want to do anything that's necessarily specifically related to any specific holidays. But just the overall vibe of like winter and coziness and that kind of thing, trying to figure out how to channel that into some works. And I don't know, my brain is having a terrible time having the correct imagination for things. All the things I want to do are like not relevant, and I'm like, no, come on, brain. So that's been fun. Anyways, I am just doing the arduous process of peeling the residual masking fluid out of this horrible, disgusting brush. Doing that off screen because, to be honest, it is quite gross once it starts to kind of dry into the brush. Also, yes, I think I've said this many times before, but like, please, 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 if you decide to use masking fluid in your artworks, do not use a brush that you like to apply it, because it will get ruined. You will not be able to get all of the masking fluid out of the brush, and your brushy will get all nasty and gross. I would not love that for y'all. So, consider that the sagest wisdom I can provide on the matter. I need to grab a little palette paper because I need to find out which of my brown inks looks the most like freshly brewed coffee. Where are we? Okay, here it is. Here's my papier. Because ultimately the color of this entire piece is going to be whatever color I feel like looks the most like freshly brewed coffee. So, I have two browns, two basic browns, I think. I've got, what is this? Burnt umber. I've got burnt umber. And someplace I also have, no, where's it gone? Heck. Shoot, that's crimson. No. Got red earth is way too much of a, it's like terracotta, which is a gorgeous color to paint with, by the way, but absolutely not what we need right now. But I've got this burnt umber, but somewhere I also have, oh, it's hiding from me here, sepia. And I don't know which one is going to express more of a coffee-like color, if I'm going to need to blend some things into each other. I don't know. So I feel like I would rather test it out now on here and find out which of these is a more suitable choice for it, I guess. Rather than take a wild stab in the dark and have it turn out, oh, actually this brown has kind of a green undertone to it, or actually this brown is way too red. Just something that's a nice coffee brown, if I can. Which I feel like is a nice, like, you know, it's kind of warmish, but it's not quite the same as like a chocolate. Okay, I'm literally just gonna touch, and then I will use one of my brushes to kind of sample it. Okay, this was the sepia. This is the sepia, which feels like it's not quite there. It's almost, I don't know, it's yellow, a little more yellow, maybe? Is it a little bit more yellow than coffee would be? There's definitely something in there that is not saying it's exactly coffee to me. So I'm going to try burnt umber as well. And see if we fare any better with burnt umber. We'll see. Okay, got a little dab. Give our brush a good wipe down. And how does burnt umber compare? Ooh! The difference between these two browns is striking. I feel like of the two, so there's that sepia and that's burnt umber. I feel like this one is a little warmer. This one is a little bit more, it's a less saturated brown. It's almost like it's a little bit less, it's not as, this is a brighter brown, I feel like. I think this is probably closer to what we would want from a coffee color. I'm not sure it's 100% there, though. Ah, oh, geez. Am I gonna have to do a little blending? I might have to do a little blending. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, incidentally, because I did show my shop on screen, I'm gonna have to shout out my shop. I have a shop, by the way. Everything's very affordable, and most things are very limited edition. There's a lot of cute stuff there. I don't know. I'm very bad at promoting myself, as you can tell. But I'm trying to get better at it. So, but I was about to apologize for doing it. No. That's exactly what you're supposed to not do. Oh well. I am looking up a photo of some coffee being made via a filter to try and get a feel for what is the undertone of that color. It is a warm brown color. I actually think the burnt umber gets quite close, but I wonder if I want to maybe add a slight, just a shimmer of like red earth to it. Just like the tiniest amount of it, because this is not it. This is not the color of coffee. And I will show you. Tara Petty says, bottom looks like coffee in the cup. Bottom one looks like a coffee spill or dregs at the bottom. The top one looks like the coffee spill. Yes! Oh my god, that's a good shout. Also, hi. Hope you're having a lovely Monday. Very nice to see you. Hello, hello. This one is going to be not it, but I just want to pop it down for comparison purposes because sometimes you're like, oh, I don't think this is it, and then it surprises you. But this one is not, no, this one is like very, very red. This one is like a natural cocoa. If you've ever used like a natural cocoa, you know that brown that's actually got quite a lot of red in it. That's way too reddish. But I do wonder if I added a tiny amount of this to this, is that going to be too warm? Does that warm it up too much? If I kind of lay it on top, how do I feel about that? Tuesday, I'm waking up for work. Oh, geez, okay, sorry, we're in different time zones. Hi! Hope you're having a lovely morning in that case, and I hope you have a wonderful work day. Okay, I think this is our one. Because we are dealing with cup of coffee, and I think you're probably right on that front. Okay, so let's pop our sepia off to one side again. I've got my black ink here, which I can kind of just get out of the way, and this is my umber, and I'm gonna use my umber for this piece, and I think I am just gonna stick with the burnt umber because I think it's as close as we can get to it being what I'm looking for here. So burnt umber it is. Hooray. I love when things work out to be relatively straightforward. Also, you know when a brush goes bad, when a paintbrush goes bad. This used to be one of my best paintbrushes, and at some point it just went bad. Like it's permanently on the wonk. It's always pointing in a weird direction. It feels like it's falling apart, and it will not hold a nice fine point anymore. And I'm so sad because it used to be really, really good. And now it's bad. So, oh no. Okay. So first of all, actually, you know what? Looking at this water is very lilac. I'm gonna quickly swap out for some clean water because I'm gonna do a wet into wet background, and for that I need this to be perfectly clear. So one moment, please, chat. I'll be back in just a second. Okay. All right, buddies, I'm back. Hello. Is it me we're waiting for? Right, now. Okay. All right. Cool beans. Let's go. I'm just gonna move my... Ooh, should I decant the ink first? Because what I don't like happening is if you're trying to do wet into wet painting... and you wind up in a situation... I'm shaking this up real good. When you do wet into wet painting, which gives really nice soft textures. I don't want to see brush strokes in this background. But, what was I saying? What was I saying? Come on, brain. Yes, no, no, no. No, it's gone, sorry. Anyways. Looking forward to my Thanksgiving chowder tonight. I think it'll be good. I don't have pie, but I do have... Well, I've got a pot of yogurt. And I have some fruits. I've got some apples and bananas. I think there's some plums in the fridge. I've got like a tablespoon of butter. I could maybe make a very sad little crumble. I might ask my moderator / spouse if we would like to have about 1 plum's worth of crumble. Because now that I've said crumble out loud, that sounds really good, but it needs more butter than we have. But also that sounds really good. Oh no. But am I going to want to make crumble and also make, soup? Possibly not, because, well, you streamer is streaming, so am I going to have it in me to do both? I don't know. I'm gonna scoot the palette out of the way so I've got plenty of room to pre-moisten my papier. I want to try and get this done as quickly as possible. So that we have as much time as possible to get the ink down before it starts to dry out. So making sure it's nice and well moistened. Got plenty of... My brush is very well saturated, which is great. Anyways. I hope y'all have a lovely week ahead. I really do. Do I have plans? I was supposed to be going on a date with my moderator / spouse, to whom I am married, last Friday, but unfortunately I was too sick to stream, and therefore I was also too sick to leave the house and go on a date. So we have postponed it to this Friday. So I have that to look forward to, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Okay, I think we're ready for some couleur. Let's go. Ooh, oh, that's such a pretty color. It's such a pretty color. It is a very warm brown color. And I hope we'll be able to get some nice texture and dimension into this background doing it in this way. We'll see how it turns out. So far so pretty good, I think. So far so pretty good. I just really don't want it to be mega sort of brush strokey in the first instance. I don't think that's not sort of the aesthetic that I'm after here. Ooh. It's so pretty though. Oh my goodness gracious, it's so pretty. Yay. I love when it's pretty. I really enjoy working with very, very wet paints. I find it fun just to kind of like squish them around the canvas and kind of mold them, and when it's still slightly wet and you can kind of just tip the paper and get the paint to move around. I find that very fun. It's just a fun way to kind of play with your artwork, I think, which is a great good time. Okie dokie. I actually think I kind of want the bits up top to be darker than the bits further down. So I'm going to try and enact that as best as I can, but being careful about it, if at all possible. I think we're probably not going to be able to get more done in the background today because this is very, very wet now. And I'm not going to be able to do more until I can lift the masking fluid. So we'll probably do this and then call it for today. So this was a slightly shorter stream, but well, actually no, it's after 7 p.m. That's pretty normal for us. So I'm not mad about it. I don't want the background here to be like mega dark, because I am going to try and put just some very sketchy background. Sketchy is in like it will be a sketch rather than like fully realized and rendered details in the background here, just to kind of let you know that we are still in a coffee shop. There'll be some shelves and stuff behind him, just a little bit. But yeah, okay, all right. I feel good about this. As a sort of background color. It has a very sort of warm, like, vintage vibe to it. I feel like I think this piece is going to be very cozy and very cute. And I'm taking the burnt umber and I'm just placing it here on the mat so I don't forget that that's the color I've been using when I come to finish this, probably off stream tomorrow. But I think because I need to let this fully dry before I lift the masking fluid and continue working on it, I'm going to call it there for today. But hey, we got like 2 1/3 paintings done in one stream, which feels pretty good. I'm feeling very efficient today. So that is rad as heck. And I hope y'all have enjoyed it. I had a lovely time doing this with y'all. I'm going to pop another shout out for Jam in the chat because he rated earlier, which is super nice. And Jam is super cool if you're not following him. I will also give a shout out to the lovely Nayla, who gave us today's prompt from Stream Inc. And I will also give a shout out to Stream Inc. in the chat if you're not familiar with the event that we are painting these for today. So yeah, I think that's all of the shout outs and plugs and doodads that I needed to do. I hope. So I will do a little raty right now. I see Nayla is still streaming. Hopefully they're not just about to finish. Fingers crossed. Because I can send us in their direction, which I think would be really fun and cool. My stream thing, my stream like monitoring page keeps saying that I'm offline when I'm online, which is very frustrating and slightly confusing and a little concerning, but never mind. I'm gonna start this raid. I'm gonna send us in the direction of Nayla. Hopefully they're not just about to finish. I'm just gonna say happy prompt day. And what's an appropriate amount? Let's use Anana. Because Anana's just dropping in to say hi. Okay, there we go. Happy prompt today. Happy prompt day raid message. Feel free to grab the emotes if you have emotes. If you don't have the emotes, you can just say happy prompt day or append whatever cool emotes you want. I will be back on Thursday continuing to do streaming stuff. It'll be Goose Day, and I'm really looking forward to it. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful evening. It's been very fun hanging out with you today. I'm really glad that we got this piece done. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday. I hope you have a good week. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope to see you again soon. Take care, everyone. Goodbye, and a good night.